Hi guys, look what PortKeys sent over. This is the LH5P II, and it is a fantastic little monitor that you just might need for your setup. So let's talk about it before I lose my voice. I got the virus. Hi guys, I'm back from my trip to Newfoundland where I went to visit friends and family, and some of those friends gave me the thing that you're not supposed to talk about, or they demonetize your video. At least that's what they were doing at the beginning. I don't know anymore. Anyway, I got the one that you all know about, and the family is all sick. My voice is starting to go now. Oh, it was a good trip. Let's talk about this monitor while we can. This thing is, oh my, it's built of like, it's like a tank. It's like aluminum, and it's got really hardened glass right here. And you know what I really like about this? It has very professional features, but one of the things it has is fan noise. See right here, can you see where it says low right here? You can also turn that to high. Now, when you're really taxing the thing, see, that's on high, but on low, you can barely hear a thing. So I like it when I have control over my fan in the monitors. I like monitors that don't have fans if we can help it, but this guy has a lot of power and a lot of options. It has 2200 nits, which is very bright. To give you a reference point, my Ninja 5, which I use a lot, is 1000 nits. This 2200, that's more than 2 times. So this monitor is great to use out in the bright sunshine, and like I said, a lot of professional features, and we'll talk about those in a second. But speaking of professional features, look at these buttons it has right here. All these, you can program all those function buttons to be quick functions to the things that you want. And if I haven't mentioned it yet, and I don't think I have, it is a full touch screen. So you can swipe through all of your menus. You can connect it to Wi-Fi. That is something that we will talk about in the demonstration. Control your Sony cameras via Wi-Fi. Pretty cool. But before I do that, I will tell you what comes in the box. This is the box right here. It is a little Pelican case that PortKeys likes to give their little monitors, and it comes with this little eggshell thing, which is full of my cat's hair. For some reason, I don't know how she got in. She's clever, sneaky. And if you lift up one of the egg crate stuff, you will find things like this. This is a little cat hair just flew out. Is a little USB stick here, and that has the manuals on it. You can also update the firmware of the monitor, and you can load your LUTs onto this and then stick them right on to the monitor itself, which is, to me, essential at this point. I need my monitors to be able to stick LUTs on. It also has, look at this, it's a little cord for DC power. So if you have some V-mount batteries like I do, then I can just plug that into my DC out on my V-mount battery, which is great. It also has a couple of cords here for controlling your cameras, because there is functionality for tethering to the cord itself. There is also Wi-Fi functionality for some Sony cameras and some Bluetooth functionality for some Blackmagic cameras. We will talk about that during the setup. Now, I will say with my little PT5 II, the cheaper monitor that I have for some of my smaller cameras, it did come with some other stuff that I thought was quite useful that I wish was included with this more expensive, fancier monitor. Like it has right here the little cold shoe mount so that I can actually mount it to the camera. Nothing like that comes with the LH5P II. It just comes with the cords that connect to the cameras itself, but it actually doesn't come with any of these things either. This is an HDMI cord that came with my other little one, and an HDMI to micro HDMI. So I like that those were included with the cheaper one, which was $129, I think. So I do wish that those cords and the cold shoe mount was also included for this guy, but I guess they're figuring since this is a more professional monitor, you're gonna have those types of things on hand, which I do, but still. And in case I didn't mention it, it takes NPF batteries, which a lot of people will have lying around, like myself, or you can use the DC. So let's get into the actual demonstration. So you can already see a lovely image up on the screen because I have a LUT loaded already, and you can see the lag now. If there is any, it is a very little amount of lag, which is great. You want that on your monitors for sure. There's a tiny bit, but certainly acceptable in my opinion. Now, in terms of the LUT, you just, there's a little USB included, and it has the manuals and things like that on it. But I found it very useful to get my Paul Leeming LUTs, which I like to use, stick on the root directory here, just shove it up the old poop chute on the poop chute. It's USB port that they have there. I was visiting home, and you see some friends, and you start talking like a sailor. Ridiculous. Also, you pick up a bunch of viruses. Well, we won't talk about that because YouTube does not like that. But yeah, we're not doing too well over in the old Bennett household. Let me show you how the USB putting in a LUT works. So here's how you load it in. I just stuck the USB in there right now. You go to USB looks, screen will go black. Now here is the folder. Click on that, the C drive, and there is my LUT right here. It is the Leeming LUT. Now you press it twice and it will just load in. I've already loaded this one in. This is for the HLG3 from my little ZV-E10. But that is how you do it, and just that fast. Let's return. Let's get out of here and close this up, and we're done. And the zebras is actually quite interesting. Zebras, you have three options. You have low, middle, and high, and you can have each zebra a different color, which is great. So let's say you wanted your low option, you wanted that to be 40 IRE for, let's say, middle gray. You wanted to do your middle gray. Middle, maybe say you want to do 70 for your skin tones, and then high, you want to do 100 to see if your highlights were being blown out. And you can set them all at once and all for different colors. That is a great option, and you're certainly not going to find that on many cameras, the idea of being able to make 3 different zebras. So that is fantastic. You got a whole zoo going right here. Now you also see a red line that is around the monitor. That lets you know that you are recording. Just, of course, you're not recording to the monitor. It's not a recorder. You're recording to the A7 IV over here, and it's just letting you know at a glance, hey, you are recording. You're not just talking to yourself like an idiot. And it also has a bunch of features that you would expect to have on a professional caliber monitor. Let's just go to the settings. I will show you peaking, false color, luma waveform guides, crosshair grids, zebras, histogram, waveform, RGB, audio meters, 3D LUTs, HDR, camera record. Now the camera record, that is an interesting one. That helps separate this monitor big time from a lot of other monitors if you're a Sony user, and also there is some other control if you are Blackmagic or Canon or Zcam, in fact. But that one is tethered with a cord. I'll show you that in a second. But the Sony camera that I have right now is connected by Wi-Fi. You swipe down on the screen as I just did, and here it is, my Wi-Fi. Now my device, I've already added my A7 IV, so I will go back from that, and it can control all of these things here. The iris f2 shutter at 1/50, ISO 800, EV, and the focus, and I can also take it out of manual shooting, which I will not do. So let's just swipe back down to get into this thing here. I'll just show you. Let's just turn up the ISO, and my screen should get a lot brighter. And yeah, there it is. It's overexposed now. I'm at ISO 3200. Let's go back down to my ISO 800, which is my base ISO for S-Log3. And I can also, oh, look at this. I can change my color temperature. Let's make it nice and warm in here, huh? Right, and let's go back to, where was I? I was at 5600, because that's what my lights are at. I can change the shutter speed if I want, and you can also change the focus. Now, I do find this to be a little bit finicky. Sometimes I have to go out and then come back in to make the focus thing work, but it does work. Like, say, let me just poke on this light here in the back, and look at that, it focused right to it. And then I poke on my beautiful face, and there you go. So you're able to control the focus from your monitor as well on certain Sony cameras. Now, let me show you where you can use the tether here. So you got your Zcam, your Blackmagic, Canon, and then the Sonys again, and Panasonic as well. So you can have some functionality to lots of different cameras with the connection. Now with the Wi-Fi, I believe it is Sony only. I will put it up on screen, the cameras that it is connected to. They have a little PDF of it. Oh, and if you swipe down again, you get to this screen here, and this will connect to a Tilta focus. I believe it's a Tilta. It's a focus motors. You can, if you have those, which I do not, then you can connect the focus motors to this, and you can control those with this handy little function right here. So it's also pretty cool. And of course, you have your anamorphic modes too. You have one here, 1.33, 4.2, 5.6, 1.66, 1.85, 2, 2.35, and then your user specific. Does that not fit into one of the ones you want? Then go ahead. Look at that. That's a nice look for me right there. And let's just go back to normal. So yeah, whatever you would want from a monitor, pretty much this guy is gonna have. So obviously this guy has a lot more functionality than this little fella right here, but this guy is cheap and is convenient and works really great. So you just have to decide, do you need those extra features and also a screen that is a bit bigger, and don't forget, much brighter. This is a 2200 nits screen, and this is only a 500 nits screen. So here's just some footage I took on my iPhone. I was out in the really bright sunshine, in just the sun streaming in, just to stress test this to see if you could see this monitor, and certainly you can. It has the little sunshade and the hood that's included with this guy, and you have to put your face right up in there, and it will work if you do that, but my old eyes have a hard time focusing on something that is that close to my face, so I certainly prefer the brighter screen where I don't have to use a hood and strain my eyeballs. So thanks to PortKeys for sending this guy out. I will be doing another monitor review this week, so you know, stay tuned for that. And if you haven't seen the review I did of the PT5 II, then go ahead and watch that one right now, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.